More fuel on the fire that there's a potential, maybe a divorce or some sort of rockiness going on in the Obamas' relationship.
Michelle Obama, who served as First Lady, has frequently given open and honest interviews about her life, work, and marriage to Barack Obama. They appeared to be the ideal pair from the outside, successful, devoted, and unable to be apart. Their marriage, however, has not been without its share of difficulties, as is typical of many partnerships. They may have an unbreakable relationship in public, but the couple's 30 years of marriage have been anything from smooth sailing. Their partnership is an example of strength, unity, and dedication, as they have managed their public personas and raised children in the limelight, respectively. In 1989, Barack and Michelle Obama's tale started at a Chicago law firm. Although they were both employed by the esteemed Sidley Austin LLP legal firm, their initial encounter was far from passionate. Barack, a young and driven law student, was paired with Michelle, a seasoned lawyer, to serve as a mentor. There was little desire on Michelle's part in dating her coworker. The career-focused Michelle didn't need any distractions, particularly from a junior associate. But Barack was captivated by Michelle's intelligence, attractiveness, and self-assurance right away. Her extraordinary presence and towering height left an impression on him, as he recounts in his biography. Michelle graciously rebuffed his several attempts to ask her out on a date. Dating Barack wasn't in her intentions, and she was certain that relationships at work may hinder her career. Barack persevered in the face of her opposition. After some time, he decided to leave the legal firm and asked her out again. Michelle finally gave in, and the two had an ice cream date complete with a kiss on the sidewalk. It may not sound like much, but it was the first step in a love tale that would last for decades and win hearts all across the globe. After becoming the first African American to hold the office of president in 2008, Barack Obama's political career reached a turning point. One of Michelle's major concerns as First Lady was the constant scrutiny of her and her husband's private life. Their once private family was now the center of attention throughout the world. Not only did Michelle Obama become the most famous First Lady of the modern era for her style choices, but she also became famous for her advocacy efforts, which included supporting military families, encouraging healthy eating, and improving educational opportunities. In contrast, Barack saw through the challenges of the presidency in pursuit of his goal of bringing about the transformation and optimism that he had envisioned for the United States. Michelle and Barack, like any other marriage, overcame obstacles behind the scenes of their public personas. There were moments when their relationship seemed strained, because to the great pressures of being president, as Michelle has freely acknowledged, the pressures of being a mother, a public person, and attempting to keep a healthy relationship with her husband may be overwhelming, as she has said in interviews. She was rather forthright about the fact that she hated Barack during various times, particularly when their children were little. She has been forthright about the ways in which the responsibilities of parenthood and public life caused her and Barack to grow apart at times. While these difficulties are not exclusive to famous couples, the Obamas' life were under continual public scrutiny, which only served to amplify them. While their children were small, Michelle said in an interview from 2022 that they had a difficult decade together as a married couple. Despite the stress, she stressed that every long-term relationship has its ups and downs, and that they handled their problems with understanding and respect for one another. Michelle and Barack's relationship has weathered the special challenges of public life. The pair struggled to find personal time due to the high demands of political campaigns, public appearances, and the constant scrutiny from the media. The constant strain on their relationship stemmed from the difficulties they had on a daily basis in meeting both their own and others' expectations of them. The depth of their connection is shown by Michelle's honest thoughts on their marriage. She has openly discussed the challenges of being a married woman during Barack Obama's presidency, as well as the challenges of parenting children, balancing work and personal duties, and living in the public glare. The truth that her marriage wasn't perfect was something Michelle had to face. She has said on several occasions in interviews that marriage is a work in progress and that there is no such thing as a perfect partnership. There had been difficult times between her and Barack, she said, but they were determined to get through them as a team. The Obamas showed the world that even the most famous and powerful couples have problems, despite their marital struggles, by being married. The health of the marriage between Barack and Michelle Obama has been the subject of much conjecture in recent months. In 2017, Michelle did not attend President Donald Trump's inauguration. In 2023, she did not attend the burial of former President Jimmy Carter, fueling speculation that the couple may be divorcing or splitting up. Although these absences have not confirmed marital problems, they have caused many to doubt the couple's relationship. Although Michelle cited schedule issues as the reason she could not attend, the timing of her absences, particularly from the inauguration, appeared to further inflame the situation. Many people assumed she would be there with Barack for the momentous occasion, thus her conspicuous absence sparked rumors about their marital status. The apparent estrangement between the pair has sparked a flurry of speculation on social media. For others, Michelle's decision to skip both the inauguration and Carter's burial has been seen as a sign that she and Barack are planning to split up. A number of media sources have begun to speculate as to the origin of these rumors, which have seemingly taken over their lives. After Barack and Michelle Obama departed the Oval Office in 2017, they began a new phase of their life. After stepping away from public office, they have continued their philanthropic activities, written books, given lectures, and produced films. As their daughters enter maturity, the pair has also maintained an active role as mentors. Now that Malia and Sasha are both grown up, the Obamas are getting used to being empty nesters. Sasha, their youngest daughter, has just graduated from college while Malia is trying to make it big in show business. Michelle and Barack are still very active in their daughter's life, even though they are adults. They provide them with career advice and provide emotional support when they start out on their own. The love and devotion that Barack and Michelle have for their girls is a reflection of their love and devotion to one another. Family and relationships remain their top priorities, even as they confront the difficulties of life after being president. Michelle has frequently underlined the significance of family unity and the influence that Barack and her are having on their girls' lives. The Obamas' love, tenacity, and the intricacies of long-term relationships continue to be a potent symbol. Gossip and conjecture be damned. Their marriage is flawless, but they've been able to get through the tough times because they're honest with each other, treat each other fairly, and respect each other. The Obamas' closeness will be an inspiration for generations to come, regardless of the veracity of the speculations over their future. The Obamas have been household names for almost 20 years, first as a political power couple, and subsequently as cultural icons throughout the world. The couple started dating in the late 80s, and their journey wasn't exactly a fairy tale at first. When Barack and Michelle first met at a law office in Chicago, Michelle had no interest in dating him. Michelle was very career-focused and saw any professional romance as a distraction. Thus, their romance started off cautiously. But Barack's doggedness paid off, and they became partners in what would become one of the most publicized romances of the modern era. They were married in 1992, and despite the difficulties that came with Barack's political career, their love became deeper as the years went by. Many saw the couple as an ideal pair, with Barack serving as the enchanting leader and Michelle as his shrewd, collected, and encouraging sidekick. They overcame the obstacles of public life, family responsibilities, and personal aspirations as a team. Their bond was further cemented when their daughters, Malia, born in 1998, and Sasha, born in 2001, brought their family closer together. Being a mother was an essential part of Michelle Obama's identity, second only to her role as First Lady. Despite the many obstacles, she notably managed to keep a close eye on her children's life while also fulfilling her civic obligations. Since Michelle Obama did not attend two high-profile events, the burial for Jimmy Carter, and the inauguration of Donald Trump, rumors regarding the Obamas' marriage have been circulating. People were wondering if Michelle and her husband were having marital problems since she didn't show up to these occasions. Many took her absence from Donald Trump's inauguration as a signal about her political views. Others even went so far as to say it was a quiet protest against the president and his administration. According to Michelle's inner circle, her decision not to attend these gatherings was a statement about her political and personal views, rather than a sign of marital strife. A source close to Michelle said that she has always been picky about the events she attends and that she has never felt forced to go to ones that didn't reflect her views. The speculation that she and her husband were about to separate or divorce grew while she was away. As a result of their increasingly estranged behavior in recent public appearances, some have hypothesized that the couple's relationship has finally broken down. Observers of public displays of body language paid close attention to Barack and Michelle Obama's interactions during a recent trip to Los Angeles. One apparent indicator of emotional distancing was the fact that Barack walked behind Michelle instead of beside her, according to observers. Rumors that their marriage was in crisis were further fanned by the absence of obvious emotion between the couple. Michelle decided to handle the increasing suspicion in a subtler way rather than approach them directly. Michelle chose to refocus the topic on social media rather than make a public statement or engage with the media over her marriage. She revealed a major project at Chicago's Obama Presidential Center in an emotional Instagram post on January 30, 2025. The establishment of a memorial garden to commemorate the life of Hadia Pendleton, a Chicagoan girl who was brutally killed in 2013, was the main subject of the piece. Michelle and Barack Obama have long been staunch opponents of gun violence, and the garden's construction was an extension of their larger efforts in this regard. Through the dissemination of this project, Michelle quietly redirected attention to the causes that she and Barack continue to support jointly. In the article, Michelle addressed Barack as "my husband," a statement that caught attention considering the circulating allegations regarding their marriage. After weeks of rumors surrounding their relationship, many took this as a public attempt to reinforce their love. Michelle also posted an Instagram photo from Barack Obama's account that discussed the terrible plane disaster. Doing so allowed Michelle to show her solidarity with Barack in the public eye, while also expressing her sympathy for individuals impacted by the tragedy. It felt like an attempt to counter the claims was made with the choice to share his article and the wording used in announcements by Michelle and the Obama Presidential Center. Managing personal connections is especially difficult for those who live in the public glare. Unlike other individuals, the Obamas' marriage has been the subject of intense scrutiny. Their every action is studied, their every word is examined, and even their nonverbal cues are examined closely. Both Barack and Michelle have been under tremendous professional pressure, and it's no secret that this has affected their relationship on occasion. As a public figure, Michelle had to juggle several priorities, including her husband's political career, the requirements of their family, and her personal ambitions, especially during Barack's administration. Occasionally, this resulted in sentiments of annoyance and alienation. Overwhelmed by the demands of motherhood and public figurehood, Michelle has acknowledged in interviews that there were times during their marriage when she felt pressured to raise two daughters in the limelight, put her own aspirations on hold to support her husband's career, and sacrifice for his. This led to moments of tension. In spite of everything that has happened, Michelle has never shied away from expressing her profound admiration and affection for Barack. Speculation about the nature of the Obamas' relationship is certain to persist as they go forth in their own careers. The Obamas have decided to put aside the speculation about their marriage and concentrate on their joint purpose. They are still working together on global impact initiatives, focusing on healthcare, education, and the prevention of gun violence. There has been zero wavering in Barack and Michelle's dedication to one another and their family. Their commitment to one another and their common causes has not wavered in the face of adversity. Michelle and Barack have repeatedly demonstrated their ability to gracefully and honestly navigate the intricacies of public life, even if the public may persist in scrutinizing their relationship. Rumors about the Obama marriage may continue, but the couple's record of working together, loving one another, and having a same goal is evidence of their lasting bond. Their partnership is clearly far from done, and their connection, whether professional or personal, is still a formidable force as they go forth. To put it mildly, Michelle Obama and Donald Trump's relationship has never been smooth. During Trump's 2016 presidential campaign, Michelle was vocal in her opposition to his policies and rhetoric. In contrast to Trump's ideas, First Lady Michelle was a strong voice for children's rights, education, health, and social justice. As Michelle reveals in her biography Becoming, she had a hard time accepting Trump's ascension to the presidency, especially when it became clear that he was trying to undo all of Obama's progressive achievements. There was more to her distaste for Trump than just his policies. It sprang from his temperament and his public persona. At the 2020 Democratic National Convention, Michelle Obama famously said that Donald Trump was not the right person to be President of the United States. She spoke to millions of others who felt the same way she did about the course Trump was taking the country. She had harsh words for him before and after the January 6th Capitol riots, when his provocative language was believed to have instigated violence and anarchy. This comment was only one of several. Their public interactions got increasingly hostile as Michelle's contempt for Trump's leadership grew during his administration. Meanwhile, Trump retaliated by repeatedly insulting Michelle, describing her as a bigot and unpleasant. The gap between their political views widened as a result of these public attacks, which further exacerbated the rift between them. It was expected that Michelle will skip Trump's inauguration in January 2017, given their hostility. Many saw Michelle's choice to forego the ceremony as a political statement. By doing so, she was refusing to legitimate an administration that she saw as founded on division, bigotry, and dishonesty. The ceremony celebrates the peaceful transition of power in the United States. In the eyes of some, Michelle's choice to skip the event was a statement against Trump's leadership and language, but to others, it marked a more fundamental change in her position as a public figure. Attending state ceremonies and other ceremonial engagements with her husband, Michelle has always been a symbol of elegance and dignity as First Lady. She appeared to be more selective about the events in which she participated as her time in the White House came to an end. Reports indicate that Michelle's decision not to attend the inauguration was driven by a strong desire to reject traditions that did not reflect her current beliefs, rather than any personal enmity. During her 8 years as First Lady, Michelle had upheld the customary duties of the position, which included speaking up for issues she believed in, raising her children in the spotlight, and maintaining an air of poise and dignity. Nevertheless, by 2017, she had demonstrated her will to break free from the limitations imposed by convention and expectation, particularly when such norms ran counter to her fundamental convictions. She basically rejected the standards of political civility that many prominent individuals adhere to only for the purpose of appearances by choosing not to attend the inauguration. Authenticity is something that Michelle has always prioritized. Whenever her principles were on the line, she would never put on an act or resort to hollow politeness. Michelle has always placed a premium on being true to her ideas, whether it's in her word choice, the causes she backs, or the events she attends, in contrast to many political people who feel compelled to participate in public rituals, even when they clash with personal views. The fact that Michelle chose not to attend Trump's inauguration was not a little act of rebellion, but rather a demonstration of her firm view that participating in politics ought to be driven by more than simply convention. It ought to mirror one's genuine beliefs. Participation in political rituals should never compromise one's ethics. Michelle's decision not to go sent a powerful message. According to someone close to Michelle, she was never one to put on an act just to follow routine. Even when it means going against the grain or taking a public beating, Michelle remains steadfast in her dedication to being herself, as expressed in her remark. Michelle's choice to abstain from attending Trump's inauguration was symbolic of a larger change in her perspective on public life following 8 years of public service, and it was not limited to that particular occasion. She vowed to connect with the public on her own terms, concentrating on education, health, and social justice, values that were in line with her own, rather than pursuing fame just to take part in political events. After leaving the White House, Michelle Obama has been actively involved in a number of projects that demonstrate her dedication to social change. These include the Girls' Opportunity Alliance, the Let's Move campaign, and her memoir, Becoming. Through these endeavors, she has been able to shift her focus from symbolic gestures to substantive action. Michelle had enough of meaningless political rituals and withdrew from them. She was showing that she would no longer participate in such gatherings. She is making a strong message without saying a word by choosing not to attend the inauguration, which fits into a bigger pattern. Michelle Obama sent a strong message without saying a word by choosing not to attend Trump's inauguration. Just by not showing there, she made it clear that she didn't approve of Trump's leadership and didn't want to support a president whose policies and practices she found very disturbing. By choosing not to attend the inauguration, Michelle Obama showed her followers that she was being honest by refusing to endorse a leadership she saw as polarizing and harmful. Public interaction ought to be voluntary, not mandatory, and this ruling further supports that view. Regardless matter whether her beliefs are in line with conventional wisdom, Michelle Obama has never wavered from living her life to the fullest. She solidified her status as a revered and powerful figure in politics and society at large, when at that very moment, she chose to put honesty and integrity ahead of formality. In conclusion, Michelle and Barack Obama have repeatedly shown that their partnership is based on love, respect, and a shared desire to make a positive impact, so there's no need for the public to wonder about the Obama marriage. Their shared experience through thick and thin is proof of the unbreakable tie they have.